Hey guys, what's up? This is Rapid, and I will be attempting to use the LoL recorder to bring you a game. I've not used this in a million years, just because it's obviously a little bit less fully featured than absolutely wonderful spectator mode we have to deal with. So, we will only be seeing the perspective of Lzuruha during this game. Sejuani throwing out some laughs for us. So let me go over a little bit of the team introductions and let you know what's going on. This is a scrim. Actually, this is not a scrim. This is a ranked 5s game played between Lzuruha and 4Not Gaming. So I've cast a lot of their games before, so you guys probably know what's up. As far as the roles are concerned, we have Atomic, and I forget you can zoom out hella far in this replay version, so at least that's something good. Rack City, heck yeah. The Jester's playing Graves. Ted Stiggle's in the jungle on Sejuani. Slushy's going Vladimir. Talandra will be running Kennen mid. So let me just let you know a little bit about this strategy. I have seen this played before, and it is absolutely like if you get it, if this works at any point for you during the game, you just win. It's like I don't even know how to describe to you exactly how good their strategy is. So here's the deal. You got Graves. He's your AD carry, right? He deals massive, spontaneously combustive AoE 80 damage. Let's see, Atomic also has, like, say, an AoE slow? No. See, it's an AoE stun. So you have AoE CC on Atomic. Wow, excellent shield. They're blocking a lot of the Graves burst there. Kennen has AoE, lightning damage that also CCs. An AoE, basically an Ash Arrow, but on steroids, coming out. Really a regen, a specific champion. Looks like Lzuruha doing a really good job farming up mid. He was behind earlier by about 20 CS, dodging a cleaver there, but now he's only down by 10, so he's pulling it out, and Blue Buffs are right now alternating on mid champion, so they don't both have them at the same time. Karthus does not have his, whereas Cassiopeia is going to pick up hers as well. Andrew 2 is going to back out, doesn't want to get ganked anytime soon. He's just going to run around and ward the Tri-Brush, so he's going to be pretty safe. They spot him out with the ward, but looks like the only action coming down here is Presidency jumping onto Cheesy Cookie, but with a ward in that bush, it's going to be a little bit harder to gank now that they know Shyvana's there.
Yeah, and it looks like another gank here coming in mid, and there's the Ignite onto Mundo. Is the kill going to go down? Yes, it is. Beautiful play there, but the ultimate coming out there from Karthus, and Cassiopeia trying to turn around there, do a little bit more damage to that Karthus, but it looks like Shyvana, now knowing that Mundo's dead, but down bottom lane actually, looked like she was going to start up that dragon. There's the slow going on to Tark. Shyvana with the dragon ultimate coming in there, has 487 move speed, is definitely going to be able to catch up to this Graves, but Graves with some nice jukes there is going to juke right into Heartbeat and Presidency. It looks like might have to walk away from this one as she is going to try to turn around here and pick up this Graves, but with the shield there as well as Karthus there to scare them off, looks like that's not going to happen. One thing I do want to note there is I do think that yeah, we're going to go for a Heart of Gold here on Mundo here. He needs that extra gold gen to counteract the no gold gen actually on Shyvana. That's a little bit funky there, but going to be taking an advantage rather. But either way, yeah, I definitely think he's going to be going for a Spirit Visage very early on. I definitely think that Aegis on your support is a way better way to go. But this is a lot of tension here over this dragon right now. As picking the worst time to go back. That's a free dragon if I ever saw one.
I mean, they did have 4 members of the team there. They were missing Hi, so that would have been effective, but Karthus dragons so fast. And when you have a slower jungler like, say, Maokai or a Skarner, who's not just like, I kill dragons in 2 hits, like, say, a Lee Sin would be, having Karthus or Cassiopeia on your team, both so good at dishing out massive damage to jungle creeps from Sejuani. And oh wait, all of that damage deals 20% more because this was before Vladimir got nerfed. So let's just think to ourselves what's going to be happening here. It looks like, yeah, Lzuruha is going to try for a massive AoE strat, and that's going to be really interesting against what is, I guess I would consider more of a poke strategy. Cassiopeia is not having too good a time mid, apparently. She's already got pots running, and yeah, so I'm just going to try to cast this. I forgot how hard it was to cast things without health bars, so I guess I'll be focusing a little bit more on bottom lane, as that is where the Jester's focus will be most of the time. And apparently LoL Replay does not like my recording strategy here. But anyways, this should be a really great game, so I'll go ahead and start getting into it. So mid, Cassiopeia versus Kennen. Kennen is really mobile with all that lightning rushing, you know, dancing around, and really good at dodging the Qs from Kramer, but Kramer is an absolutely ridiculous Cassiopeia, so I don't know, we'll see where the kills go down. I am not able to check their gank patterns, although there are 2 wards in the bushes here from Atomic, so a really good job there by him, just keeping all the possible ganking paths covered, and that pretty much means that bottom is completely safe from ganks. If the jungler ganks there, it's an automatic win for Lzuruha, just because, well, you know, you're wasting his time, he's wasting his time, and he's also not ganking everywhere else, which is what you want. So Sejuani is actually looking to come in here for a gank, and Talandra does not want to push her too far back. Sejuani is just going to stay up there. Ted Stickles may possibly be standing on a ward, and that is what I like about this, but it looks like the first gank. Oh, wow, an excellent pool there, but it actually Ghost popped as well. You don't see a Ghost on a lot of Vladimir's, but the flash is not good enough. I'm not sure why that didn't stun him. Maybe he switched stances, but looks like the bottom gank was not... the mid gank rather did not pan out either. Ted Stickles gets seen top lane, so he's just going to run back around, and if Digester was just like looking everywhere on the map, I'd be able to see hit point bars. So, you know, scumbag Digester does not give me hit point bars because, ooh, wow, look at that burst there by Graves. Apparently Kramer is having a little bit of an issue. Hacker will pick up the kill there, apparently. I don't understand that because, see, here's what happened. Maokai died, but Cassiopeia disconnected, but she got the kill. This is really rough to cast, guys, but it should still be a pretty good game once things get into team fights. Oh, wow. Actually, Parole getting out of there with an excellent shield. With, you know, when you're supporting on Janna, you really have to have that proactive shielding. You know, when the burst is about to come, and you throw that shield down ahead of time. It's a little bit like playing Morgana with the black shield, but you're not, you know, watching out for CC. You just want to block a lot of the Graves burst. So Dr. Trevor running top lane on Udyr, doing a fairly good job against Slushy. Slushy and Talandra switching up a little bit of their roles this time. Talandra usually plays top, and Slushy plays mid, but you know, it's going so well so far. And Sejuani is just continuing to clear out her jungle. Both wards still alive. I won't be able to see timers on those just because that's not something that updates, which is one of the reasons why the observing client doesn't update the timers on there, because I guess they're just not part of what you know, the client checks on too often. Ted Stickles gonna try here for a gank. He is level 4, so that will not make it the best sort of gank. And will we see Sejuani go in here? No, he's gonna dash out of turret range before he takes another turret shot. So one more ward being placed there, only one more ward left. And actually Boots are the pickup for Atomic, and it's really interesting. You know, it's going to allow him to harass a lot more effectively. And there goes all of the damage. Wow, so much damage onto Parole. He gets taken down to about 250 health, so ouch. Just goes to show what you can hope to accomplish. They're pinging on the Hacker. Hacker is going to get CC'd there. Will we see Kennen come down? You can't really come down with Cassiopeia in your lane, and actually Ted Stickles will not... yeah, oh my goodness, the flash in the ult. Talandra leaves the game. That's a little bit confusing for me because, yeah, there's this thing where he's still in-game. But interestingly enough, apparently still able to play while in-game. Atomic just kind of, you know, walking away, wanting to either bait them backwards or something along those lines. Might have just wanted to get out of, you know, range of all that harass. And Ezreal is actually doing a really good job against Digester. Top lane, pretty dominant in favor of Slushy. Just has all those minions pushing, bringing a giant wave into turret, forcing Dr. Trevor to last it under there. Always something you want to do. Timing out the blue buff, so that blue buff will be taken by Sejuani, I believe. Yeah, there it is. Double buffs on Sejuani, so that's going to be really rough when he goes to gank. Trying to give you guys an overview of what's going on, at least the things I can see from my perspective. Things are shaping up pretty well right now. I cannot check CS, obviously, but from what I would gather, it looks like Ezreal has been pushed out of lane a little bit more, and now without, you know, like a Soraka to give him mana, he's going to be a little bit low on on mana, which is going to allow Graves to kind of bully him around, knowing that Graves has all of that burst damage. He's actually going to go in there, went for an auto attack, but shielded Ezreal, not something you really want to deal with. An excellent timed heal there by Atomic, just giving that extra armor and magic resist buff to resist any of that. And wow, so much damage coming down once again. They recognize that Parole is but a lot of damage actually being done to Digester. The exhaust goes off onto Parole, and just Parole with so much damage. There's not a whole lot you can do. And actually, Ted Stickles will come in here. Will the ult go off? Yes, all is good. Bloodwater will go down. And instead of giving us the kill notification, it's giving us the Summoner Disconnected notification, so that's a little bit interesting, you know. But regardless of whether or not they've disconnected or get a kill, Parole is gonna have to go back, and that was a really successful gank from Sejuani, just running right up the lane, throwing down that ult. That ult is so good; it's like a point-blank Ash arrow with a massive radius. So really good job there. 3-1 is the score already. Just some really effective ganks, and really good job by Talandra getting that ult down over there. And Slushy is holding it down up top. So teleport used by Udyr to come back in the lane. I don't really like using teleport to get back in the lane, just because it means that, oh well, you walk back up the lane, you don't lose CS, but you have no global map presence. And global map presence is a really big deal. You know, whether if you don't have like a Shen on your team, then you can pretty much have an insta-Shen by just picking up one summoner spell. So effective at just contesting dragons and, well, basically everything else. So timing out the red buff there for Sejuani. The times are all screwed up in LoL replay, so you don't have times, you don't have health bars, but at least you can see what's going on. So Atomic's going to go over there and ward. Hopefully he doesn't have that green ward. Going to throw it down in the tri-bush. And just run back to lane. So there's going to be a gank coming up here top lane. Dr. Trevor is not in the best place. I don't believe the ult is back up. Is the ult up for Ted Stickles? Will we see it go down? The ult is down there for Slushy, and they're jumping onto Dr. Trevor. He's taking so much damage. The pool is enough to get Vlad closer, but will Vlad actually go for the dive? No, a potion popped. Dr. Trevor will get him out of there with about 600 health. Thanks to somebody for texting me. That's pretty awesome. But Parole, bottom lane, has been left by his support, who's just going to go up there, ward Dragon, and now that Bloodwater's back, I am not incredibly sure what they can do. I mean, Digester has heals, Digester has sustain, and way massive burst damage, and Ezreal is traditionally one of the squishier AD carries bots. So I don't know, it'll be interesting to see. It looks like he did go double Dorans and will be going for that Wriggles, which is pretty much an absolute necessity. I was listening to Chaox discuss laning partners, and apparently if you don't get Wriggles on Ezreal, you basically cannot lane against Graves at all. Burst damage is just so much, and now that Parole is there's not going to be a whole lot he can do besides auto attack. So you see Atomic just trying to sustain up to Jester, not letting him get poked down, and that will allow him to have those massive burst combos where you just go in and keep going, using that burst to make the trade favorable for you, especially when Ezreal is out of mana. So they could probably push away from their turret, knowing that Ezreal does not have mana, and that most likely with their ward positioning, they will not be seeing any sort of gank bot. Notice that instead of gank or warding Dragon to deny any lane ganks, they have just gone ahead and warded both exits from the enemy jungle bottom lane. That's an increasingly common trait we see from warding patterns, is you don't put anything in the river, you just ward the exits to the jungle, and, well, they pretty much have to go over there, unless it's a jungler like Shaco. Shaco screws up all warding patterns just because his deceive is so amazing. So looks like a disconnect there from Kramer. A really good job there by not disconnecting, actually picking up the kill there on Talandra. Meanwhile, Slushy top lane just 1v1ing Dr. Trevor. Looks like Dr. Trevor came out a little bit ahead there, but more pings mid, and unless I am missing something, we will see mid turret under contestation. I cannot see the health on any of the other turrets, but as far as the positioning goes, I'm going to guess they really want to take that down, because after getting killed a couple times, you really don't want to have your turret up. I mean, your turret go down without you taking down the enemy turret, because that means as soon as you walk into lane, you're at a massive disadvantage to, ganks, pretty much everything else. So yeah, really great warding there by Lzuruha. They've pretty much warded up every single entrance to the enemy jungle, or exit from the enemy jungle, and that means no ganks So if you don't have ganks, that makes it 45, and your jungler has just a massive advantage. And actually, TeDSticklez could have jumped over the wall there to get the gank off there, but as is, he's just going to go ahead and I may actually opt to do that now. Jester may go down. Actually, wow, a ward over the wall. 2 hits go off on that, but not enough to take it down. Not sure why TeDSticklez. Yeah, they will take down that ward, counter pinking it, and that's a really good strategy from a lot of supports. You just always start with that pink ward, and then try to force the pink ward from your opponents first, and then just keep buying one when you go back. A little bit of a fun support micro, but the pinks are going mid lane, and we may actually see TeDSticklez get a pretty effective gank here off on Kramer 121. You usually see Sejuani's lead in with the ult if they have it. Bloodwater is there, and they do see Bloodwater, Parole, and Hacker all up in there, so TeDSticklez is going to get the sight off on that and just peace out, because when there's 3 people there, you just want to go ahead and back out. They know that there's a pink ward at Dragon, so they most likely, they're not going to go for Dragon. That would have been a little bit uncomfortable for them. Slushy is just all the way behind this turret, and as far as I can tell, thanks for looking up here to Jester, because that turret is in danger. It could go down. There's a cannon minion taking us, so Jester's focus changes to elsewhere, and it looks like that will be bottom lane. So top turret did go down, nothing too unexpected there, as Udyr is just kind of getting beasted on. Vladimir is so strong right now, has not been nerfed by anything, but Talandra is actually taking a lot of damage mid lane, if I am not mistaken. TeDSticklez waiting in the wings, just able to dash in there as soon as possible, but I believe he was seen by Kramer 121, at least if I was calculating that sight range trajectory angle thing correctly. We should be seeing, Talandra doing a really good job, has his Will of the Ancients, and that's going to allow him a really good, sustain in lane, really good chance against, sustaining through 9% of the damage there. An excellent double gank here, and actually going for Cassiopeia, misses the shuriken. That would have been absolutely massive. It would have stunned Cassiopeia, and that would have allowed all of them to go in there. It looks like Slushy's going to get in on the action. They do not want to chase, because they are running around in that Cassiopeia poison, so not what you want to do. They're just going to go ahead and chunk mid, and they go straight for Dragon. So this will be a 5-man Dragon attempt for Lzuruha, and with 4 and 2 the death count, this is looking really good. Teleport is going down, and we will see Dr. Trevor in here. The initiate goes in by Hacker, but so much damage. No ult on Kennen, but the ult from Cassiopeia is down as well. So an excellent ult there on Vladimir, and so many people going low. Excellent use of Summoner Heal, excellent use of Pool, and will Slushy go down? Yes, he will, but Bloodwater is dangerously low as well. Talandra just will not die, dishing out so much damage, but wow, that was a 2 for 3, or 2 for none. And Fortnite just doing so much work in that team fight. They're going to try to poke back in here. A lot of members of Fortnite are really low, but the crucial damage dealers are in just, perfect situation. And actually, wow, awesome sustain. The Flash is going to pick up the kill, but Parole may not be able to get out of here in time. Yes, he will be able to get out just because he's dealing so much damage to Jester. Is in the danger zone, could get doped here really hard. Plenty of tanking abilities by Maokai, and Atomic and Jester just not looking in the best positioning. So more timing coming out. Turret shot goes off there. So it looks like Fortnite will just take what they have and will just back off there. So that was a really bad engage for Lzuruha. And we'll see how they attempt to pull it off, or pull it back rather, in their favor. The Jester is really low on mana, so he's going to go ahead and get out of there. And let's go ahead and check the item builds. We're going to see Wriggles, Double Dorians, and Cooldown Boots versus attack speed. And oh man, an excellent gank there. Lane gank from the bush coming out from Hacker. Might have done it a little bit prematurely. Parole was so that did allow the Jester to just get out of dodge, as I believe he's a sheriff. No, Caitlin's the sheriff. He's an outlaw. Alright, I got this. I'm up on my lore. I know what's up. We already have 2 Will of the Ancients completed mid lane, so that's going to make things pretty much just a farm fest, unless TeDSticklez waiting in the wings to just try to get anything done that he can. And when you're tanking a minion wave, that's usually a signal for whoever's laning against you to back up, because it means you're trying to keep the wave pushed. Usually you want to leave the wave as close to your turret as possible, but when you're tanking it, that means that you're trying to keep it pushed, and that means that maybe there's some shenaniganery going on, as there was in that case by TeDSticklez. So Bloodwater's just going to counter pink Dragon again. I've kept this thing like ridiculously zoomed out this whole time, so let's go ahead, zoom in on the action. And actually, if I can illustrate some other benefits, we're going to zoom in here. We're going to see an ult there, but double ult, double stun, and wow, an awesome ult there by Ted Stiggles to pick up that kill. So he's not disconnecting, he's picking up the kill. Talandra grabs that kill on Cassiopeia, and wow, that's a really good job. I'm gonna go ahead and hit I believe, which sets me back to the default view. If I can actually zoom back in, there we go. A little bit unfamiliar with how I'm supposed to get everything to work here, as it took a lot of shenaniganry to make this thing work. So Parole's doing a lot of damage, doing really well against Digester. Oh wow, and actually I really failed jump over the wall there. I can't tell if that failed or not because he's kind of stuck there. I believe that's just a graphical glitch, so we'll see what happens. He's just going to wait for that cooldown to go down, jump over the wall, and here we go. He's down there. He is sighted by the ward, so that will signal Parole and Bloodwater to get out of there, but the slow cord comes off from Atomic, but with nobody in position to do anything, he's just going to go ahead and wait there. And actually, Hacker's coming in here. He says, I want some of this action. Maokai ult goes down, and the ult from Ezreal is good as well. Digester taking so much damage. The ult goes off there from Soda, just saving Digester's life, essentially, as if that burst damage had continued. I don't think he would have gotten out of there alive. They're just going to push this wave, and it looks like Hacker will be able to take some turret shots, but with Ted Stiggles there as well, he will be able to assist. I don't believe his ult is up. Yeah, no ult's up right now for Lzuruha. I'm not sure if that's a client issue or what's going on. I'm going to go ahead and hit you to hide the progress bar, but it looks like everything going on below turret. Parole will get focused first, but the healing goes off by Bloodwater, and actually Parole will go down there, and as Slushy is coming in there for massive assist, we're going to see everybody flash over the wall, and will we actually see enough damage come out here? Hacker may actually go down to Ignite. Will he actually go down? Yes, he will. So an excellent pickup there by Talandra, and actually Slushy and Talandra are going to push in here, trying to get that last kill there, but wow, a really good engage there. And that swings the kills back in favor, well I guess, yeah, back in favor of Lzuruha. 7-5, can't analyze the gold counts too much, but it looks like Talandra is going to hit the shuriken. Yeah, I don't see the mark on Kramer 121, but that could just be a graphical error as well. So meanwhile, bottom lane, Digester just says, peace out guys, I want towers, and picks up the one on the bottom lane. So an excellent pickup. Every single lane winning right now, well, with the exception of mid, and now the top turret does get pushed down, and I'm not sure I like Dr. Trevor's positioning. The ult goes off there. Did he dodge the ult? Yes, he did. Excellent flash there. So Dr. Trevor getting out of dodge, had full health, so it would have taken a lot of effort to take him down there. Going over items build, Rylai's actually opts for the Giant's Belt over the 2-speed boots, so Kenny could really do with some of that either extra magic resist or magic penetration. So mid turret does go down, so that will be the only losing lane for Lzuruha right now. And to be honest, I mean, his Cassiopeia is so strong, and actually going to go ahead and take the Wraith as well. So Ted Stiggles going to go over there, fix his jungle. But speaking of fixing jungle, Hacker is in there warding up that blue buff, but an Oracle's picked up on Atomic is going to keep that from being too effective. And actually, Digester will get hit by that ult from Ezreal. Actually, Hacker could go all the way. He's going to get in there. Will we see a death there? No, excellent healing. And Talandra gets pushed out, but will pick up the kill there on Bloodwater. Maokai goes down as well. Talandra is the focus of all of the damage from Cassiopeia and will actually go down there, but an excellent ult coming out from Vladimir. The ults will be on to Cassiopeia. At least that's where the focus is going to happen. Kramer will go down, and Dr. Trevor is in here for 2. Has that AoE damage going on Phoenix Stance, and oh my goodness, so many disconnects all over the place, not actually happening. Parole could get 1v1 here, but looks like Dr. Trevor's taking this is not enough, and now Lzuruha will push in onto Parole. Will he be able to get out of here alive? The ult saved up, just comes off cooldown by Ted Stiggles, and that was an ace, if I am not mistaken. Only 1-4-5, and now they are going to run up here and try to do Dragon. Dragon is ult is up. Yeah, apparently we're not admitting that their pitching arm is as warmed up as it can possibly be. So yeah, apparently Cassiopeia's flash is a little bit bugged out. I'm going to turn the sound down here a little bit just so you guys can hear me a little bit better. The Australia's was popped. Either that or second Oracles. I believe it was Australia's. I heard that. I'm popping a potion now. So, time to out on Dragon. That will be up in another 6 minutes. Slushy is going to go ahead and pick up the raid camp. Says, hey, Ted Stiggles, you want to have some fun? Maybe kill some raids? Okay. Not really, so it looks like Slushy's going to head back up to top lane, get his farm on again, and after that massive throw there, 12-6 is the score in kills. You know, sure things are even in turrets, actually ahead in turrets for not, and really good job. Ted Stiggles just going to get out of dodge after getting that red buff. He's going to go back and buy components for Randuin's? No, he's going to go straight for that Frozen Heart, so thanks to our excellent update in chat, it should notify us of that, unless this replay was before that update. I believe it was. Yeah, I don't believe Fiora was out at the time this game was played, so we are going to move in here. Excellent plays so far by Talandra, and we're not just having a massive throw. And, you know, I'm not sure how much of it was a throw. I mean, throws kind of, you know, dissuade the credit away from the team that actually came out ahead, so I'm always wary of, you know, giving credit to whom it is due. Cassiopeia spotted going around bottom lane. You know that, you know, that kind of gives you the idea, hey, they're going to go for that blue buff or just contest things bottom lane. Either that, yeah, there comes in Cassiopeia, wanted that blue buff action, but actually Hacker is walking in here as well, and this could be a really good engagement. He could have gone in there, but a lot of damage, and you don't want to go in 1v5, so Fortnite is just going to back off, and I feel like they've been wasting a lot of time here, just kind of trolling around the jungle, and, you know, you do want to get really good positioning, but Hacker is only level 10 versus someone like Slushy, who is a lot higher level. Did that stun actually land? No, double missed ult there, so the flash is going to get the slowdown onto Kraber. Permafrost popped out, and Kramer is in a horrible position. He's going to go down there, most likely to Atomic, if we can view that right there. The ult goes off, pinning Bloodwater in place, but not going to allow any more initiates. Excellent initiate there, and this will most likely be this turret here for Lzuruha. Will they actually do that? So much damage actually being done to Hacker, and actually, wow, dashing in there. Ted Stiggles really, really gutsy, but Slushy not really the person you want to see right now. Dr. Trevor is taken down to about half health, even through Turtle Stance and the Janus Shield, and that will be the turret for Lzuruha. Their pushing power right now is ridiculous. A lot of ults are down. I believe the only ult up right now are actually Kennen and Vladimir, so still a lot of AoE damage, and Parole got chunked right there. There comes the Kennen ult. Will pick up Hacker. Hacker will go down, and it looks like Dr. Trevor will be the next to fall. Slushy, or Ted Stiggles needs to get out of there, but no. Trolls comes back in and picks up the kill there on Udyr, so excellent job there. Really good pushing power, and after Cassiopeia got caught, that just allowed so much pushing dominance by Lzuruha. Nothing that Fortnite could do 4v5, and that is 2 turrets off of that push, so really good catch there, and a great job by Lzuruha turning things around. So awesome pickup there. They did go ahead and pick up the red buff as well for Nod. So that's going to be a buff denial, 2 turrets, and a lot of farm for this guy. He's already having his Infinity Edge. Going to go back and pick up his Zeal. May even have room for a crit cloak if he decides to sell a Doran's. You don't see people selling items anymore. The Doran's basically serve as that gold per 5. You don't want to sell them, because when you do, you get that massive boost in gold. And wow, spotting out that excellent ward placement there. And Tomic's actually going to see Fortnite going for Baron. Will they be able to steal that? We'll see what they do. They actually lead in with the ult and the dash, and that will not be the Baron steal. So Ted Stiggles kind of being the sacrificial lamb, getting out of there. And actually the slow going down onto Slushy. He needs to get out of there. But could they turn this around? There will be the first kill going off. Bloodwater leads the game apparently. And actually, Fortnite is getting engaged on really, really well there. Slushy is going to be able to pick up the kill there on Udyr. So much damage. Bloodwater will go down to a Digester. Digester is just ridiculously fed right now. Oh my goodness, doing so much work. I don't even know what to say right there. So much excellent positioning. It was 4v5 and they had Baron. I don't like the level of there used to be this pitcher for the Dallas the Texas Rangers on their baseball team, and his name was Ricky Balfour, I believe. And you're a pitcher, and your name is Balfour. So I'm pretty sure that the level of awesomeness of that name is signaling exactly what Fortnite is doing right now. Sure, these 2 guys have Baron buff, but oh wait, they're going up against people who just almost aced you with a Baron buff. So that's not really the most effective strategy right there. So they did take down 2 turrets top, 2 turrets mid, and wow, that will make it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 turrets to 3. So really good job by Digester, doing just so much damage, sitting in the back, having that giant meat shield in front of him, you know, provided by Slushy, who's just really tanky for an AP, you know, fulfilling that AP bruiser top lane. Ted Stiggles, which is also really happy and really, I saw the word happened and I just decided to say it at that particular moment, which is not an extremely effective strategy, but what was an effective strategy is having that tank wall, having massive AoE damage, and just insta-jibbing, you know, the AD carry last game, but Parole fell down almost instantaneously. They're like, and you're gonna die. And he did, and that allowed them a really favorable engage there, even though Baron buff, well, it's actually still on Kramer 121, so Cassiopeia with Baron buff is a scary sight. Did not get a chance to click on her items, but I will do that at my very next convenience. Timing out the red buff there, so that red buff actually did go to Digester, so a Digester with a red buff with, does he have Phantom Dancer? Yes? Oh yeah, of course. I mean, you know, Infinity Edge Phantom Dancer, all the lifesteal he needs from just 12% off that Vamp Scepter. And now it looks like this will be another dragon for Lzuruha. I don't see any wards coming over the wall, so it looks like this will be free and clear. Picking up that dragon, and 18 to 8 are the kills right now. Oh my goodness, I don't even know. So Lzuruha is solidly in the lead. They have what it takes to take this one home. They just have to make sure that, you know, they're not in the, what do you call it, the pitching den, the dugout. Yeah, my sports terminology, not extremely effective right now, but it does look like Lzuruha will be picking up the turret kill here, and pushing in here for what looks like the victory. So Lzuruha was just having a really good team fighting team, and that was what made the difference. There were 2 crucial team fights that just turned absolutely everything around, and it looks like they may be pushing in here for the win. They will take down that turret. Ted Stiggles is actually taking that turret, so they need to get that out of there. And actually, so much damage going out to Kramer 121, and my game lags at the right moment. Wow, Atomic going in there, picking up the kill there. I think Digester, yeah, got the assist, because it's the gold that I saw pop up there. With Cassiopeia down and Lzuruha pushing in onto the base turrets, this will be our odds on the Nexus turrets, rather. This is not looking good for 4-0. It looks like they will just go ahead and pick up both turrets and the Nexus for the game. Wow, awesome team fights, and that is just the strength of that massive AoE team comp. Such great initiates from both teams, and congratulations to Lzuruha for picking up this win, beating 4-0. 4-0, one of the top teams right now. They picked up a couple, like 2 out of 3 of the last 4 go for lols. They placed top 3, so excellent job by Lzuruha. And yeah, congratulations. Thanks for watching, guys. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and like, subscribe, thumbs up, whatever you want to do. And I'll see you guys later. Peace out.